I remember that was during my seven month, where there's a lot of people praying their choice paper, incense on the floor, those drain, where HDB. So what people will do is that they will actually use a white chalk, right, to draw a circle around it, telling people to be careful not to step into that burnt incense which is left over at the drain there. Those are the days when I was in my primary two, I remember. As usual, as a kid, you will be a bit skeptical, a bit, superstitious, but yet still not really sure whether to believe or not. So what I did was, as a playful little boy, I always like to buy those kind of small little ping pong ball. It's actually a very rubber and elastic kind of ball, transparent, that you can throw it on the ground. It will fly very high. Those are the balls that I love to buy. So one day I was playing with it, then it actually bounced and hit the incense. So what I did was that I went up there, and I used to watch a lot of those vampire ghost catcher. Those, yeah. There's this Taoist guy, in Hong Kong movie. Yeah, so he actually said one sentence. He says, which I also said that. Okay, so I went up there, I took the ball from the incense, and I still visibly remember there was some fruits on the ground as well, and I actually crossed into that boundary where there's actually dropped by a round white chalk around that drainage. So I actually said, was quite brave. And I said, 人不犯鬼,鬼不犯人. Yeah. So these words, until today, I can still remember, and that's where all the horror actually starts. Or I should say, my balls just disappear for consecutively the first encounter, consecutively 3 days. Okay, the first encounter was when I was playing it at home. It actually bounced off and flew out of the window, and the next moment it's gone, out of the living room window. The second encounter was when I was playing along the corridor, and it actually flew out of the corridor as well. And when I tried to pick downstairs, it's gone as well. So it's not logical in some sense. And the third time was the worst, because as I was playing at the lift, it kind of just something, I felt a invisible force or energy hitting my hand, and the next moment it just disappeared right in front of my hand. It's like normally it has to bounce off somewhere and then it drops somewhere, but it just disappeared. That was the most eerie part. So I actually told my sister, and my sister was, and I think it happens on the fourth day already. That's when I decided, I think I should better ask my sister what should I do, or find a solution. I feel that something is actually not right. So when I actually told my sister, she says, okay, you need to go back to that same place, okay, to that same drain where it's drawn with the chalk, and then you just pray sincerely and say, I'm sorry, okay, please forgive me. And so I did. The next day after school, I went back and I prayed, and from that day onwards, everything was fine. But I can remember that feeling that when I prayed to that drain and I said sorry, I can feel a very like a heavy burden actually left me, you see. So I think this is especially for this 7 month 7月 lah, better don't anyhow watch where you're walking. Yeah, can only tell you, watch where you are walking.